Hey, Tom Moretti here from P3 Golf. Today we're going to talk about the grip a little bit, and the reason I want to start with the grip is because it's early in the season and it's a great first thing for you to review. You know, the great Jack Nicklaus always went back to his teacher, Mr. Grout, and would ask him at the beginning of every season, hey, treat me like I'm a beginner golfer and let's start with the fundamentals of golf. And the first thing they would talk about is the grip. Now, when you pick up any instructional book, in general, the first chapter is all about the grip. So we're going to talk about the standard grip in golf. Generally speaking, when you put your left hand down, we like the club to run diagonally across the base of the fingers of the left hand. Once I've established that, and I put my left hand on top of the club, this little arrow that I make between my thumb and forefinger of my left hand should point somewhere near my right shoulder. It can be between the chin and the right shoulder. That's fine. As I apply my right hand to the club runs basically through the fingers of my right hand, and I put my right hand on top of the club, forming another V, and I'm going to take my left hand off for a minute, that points in the same direction, between the chin and the right shoulder. So if I finish my grip here, a standard grip or a textbook grip would look something like this as I address the ball. That's a pretty good standard grip to start with. But the question I want to ask is that we see a lot of tour players go against this conventional wisdom. Why is that? If I talked about Freddie Couples has a strong left-hand grip, gets his hand way on top of the club. So does Paul Azinger. If we talked about the great Ben Hogan or Jose Maria Olazabal, they have a weaker left-hand grip where the thumb is more on top in a very weak position. So why is that? It's because the important thing about the grip is that it has to have good function. The function of the grip is important because our hands are the only thing connected to the instrument that strike a golf ball. If I cannot square the club face at impact and I have a good on-plane swing with good body motion, but I'm mishitting shots, I may have to look to the function of my grip. I have to establish my hands on the club where each time I make a swing with the golf club, I'm able to square the club face at impact. This is one of the most overlooked things in golf. A lot of instruction is dedicated to teaching the grip, but there seems to be this ideal grip that we want to have. That's not true, and I'm going to explain that right now. When we look at a lot of different tour players, they utilize different hand positions on the club. One of the grips that we can use in golf is an interlocking grip. Jack Nicklaus, Tiger Woods, and a lot of tour players use an interlocking grip. One of the more common grips on the tour, or used by many players, is an overlapping grip where the right pinky overlaps the left knuckle here of the index finger. All right, so we have that look right there with an overlapping grip. We have this look right here with an interlocking grip. Both secure the hands comfortably onto the club. But let's talk about some of the non-traditional grips we see. Jim Furyk uses a double overlapping grip in his swing. Now, not only does Jim have kind of an unconventional golf swing, but that is an unconventional grip. The most unconventional grips I've ever seen on tour are Charlie Owens, who's an older player, played back in the 70s, and currently Josh Broadway on the Nationwide Tour. Both used a cross-handed grip where the right hand was on the top and the left hand was on the bottom. Both right-handed golfers using a cross-handed grip to play tour-level golf. So what does that tell you about the grip? It might suggest that there's more than one way to really get the job done. Start with the basic grip, and then depending on how good you swing the club, if you're on plane, using your body motion correctly but maybe still missing the target, you may have to revisit the functionality of your grip.